I guess it was just wishful thinking on our part, huh, see? That it would all just blow over, that it wouldn't amount to, having to do what had to be done this morning. I'm not doing good. I ate junk food, that my mom bought, that I never ever would have bought, instead of regular food. I'm asleep. I wish she lived around here. I wish I had somebody, anybody in person to just reach out to for a hug, but I don't. No comfort, no sustenance, nothing. Except for him. I took him out in the yard. The walkway that I shoveled yesterday. She called that guy and I'd already told him. This alarmist even puts me down for that. For not respecting the fact that my mom didn't want her driveway done, I'm sorry, no, he puts me down for respecting that my mother didn't want her driveway done. He says, you shouldn't listen to her. Said it. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. You say, let her have her independence, it's her house, let her make her choices on the one hand, but on the other, you're going to put me down for respecting the fact that she didn't want the driveway done. He came around, and he doesn't understand why I'm telling him that she doesn't want, and then, of course, she calls him and says that she does, so he didn't do it. He doesn't understand probably what's going on, and I don't blame him. And you who would care, like Blanche, who reaches out to me from time to time and has been an avid fan, supporter, believer in me, etc., for years now. You who actually care, who are few and far between, but you are out there, who would say, well, you need to just ignore false alarmists and people like him. He knows how to play off my deepest fears and to hurt me. And the only way to ignore anybody like him is to simply ignore my YouTube comments. To just not look at any of them. I went poo-poo. It took a while, because he wants to go for a walk. He just wanted to, go up and down the little pathway. Is this what you wanted to see, Justin? You say I'm fake crying just because the tears don't always come. It's bullshit. Sleeping. Where am I gonna go to sleep? He's fed, he went to the bathroom. I was watching this one sideways, and I fell asleep while watching it, and then I woke up and time to feed the Omar, take the Omar out. Oh, just as an aside, I think it goes without saying that I'm completely ignoring my personal ads. The thing that happened with Foot Guy just regressed me backwards. Back into fear and apprehension. gonna do a lot of sleeping, Omar. Mama gets sick, you're fucking screwed. You guys realize that? If I get sick, he's screwed. I'm not doing very good, so I need to simply sleep. I wish I could just like zonk out for days and not eat and automatically lose the weight that I've put on. You know what I mean? Be like a bear and just hibernate. Turn the heat down. That's another thing that falls under. What does that fall under? Controlling, tolerating. What I mean, I live here too. Plus, I know for a fact, just like I know for a fact, how important it is to drink enough water, and not to just chug it down, but to slowly sip it throughout the day. I know for a fact that it's not good. And setting aside the money thing, I mean, if we want to be technical here, she can't afford to keep the heat on 70 at night. It's not a good idea to do. It's much better to keep the heat lower and to have more blankets. Yeah, it's a little nippy when you get up to go to the bathroom, but it's much better for you, even in terms of some people, I forget who, it might have been some of my YouTube, I don't know who it was, might have been my friends at YouTube, I don't know, but thinking that maybe dry air could be contributing to my mama's nosebleeds. And the thing is, it's just much better. There's nobody who would say that it's not much better. I mean, we're not putting it down, but you know what I mean? There's lots of things that I know better than she does. So if I'm being controlling, if I share those things with her and encourage her to incorporate them into her life, then you know, this she can say to me, okay, well, I can't do anything right. Well, I can turn around and say the same thing to her. I can't do anything right because I know a hell of a lot more than she knows about a lot of different things that are good, you know, and one of them is you don't sleep with the heat high at night, and 70 degrees at night is high. You keep it on during the day, but at night you should lower the heat. Have we gotten into fights about that? No. Years ago, I said, you know, I lowered the heat, but, and then she said she didn't even realize I lowered it. But whenever she starts breaking down, she wants the heat up high, even at night. She wants it, you know. And we do have plenty of blankets in this house. Believe me, we do. A lot of extra blankets. You can pile on the blankets. But even people who have the money, it's much better for you to lower your heat at night. It's much better. Yeah, you're a little nippy, little bit. It's not unbearable when you go to the bathroom, because, you know, our bathroom's not exactly toasty warm. But then you do your business and you crawl right back under the covers and you're good to go, you know? Oh, God, I feel sick. It's because I said I eat junk food in lieu of eating good for me food. Even the bread and the cream cheese wasn't candy, but still. And I had the rest of my organic cottage cheese. But I didn't have any nuts or yogurt or whatever, fruit. I had some of my liquid and beet juice, organic beet juice. Beet juice is interesting. I gave my mom, I shared it with her the other night. And I said, I don't know if you're going to like this. I don't know if I'm going to like it. I never had it in my life, but she really liked it. And she likes beets anyway. I have no care for beets, but the juice was okay. It's really good for you. We go back to that again, but it's true. I haven't got much sleep in days. I'm hoping to sleep a long time. I don't know if that's going to happen because I'm afraid. You're gonna scare Mama and start crawling and stuff, are you? Please don't. Just go to sleep with me. Change me those stupid gray things. They have a hole in the crotch. They're old, but they were my mom's originally, I think. They have a hole in the crotch, and I created a video, and I'm looking at it to make sure that I didn't accidentally, you know. I think you wouldn't be able to see anyway. I looked real carefully, and even if it's shadow, so I had to make sure you couldn't see any hair. Oh God. I'm fading. Maybe she won't get sectioned. Maybe she'll just spend a few days at, just detox the coffee out of her system, get some real quality sleep maybe, I don't know. Again, we got wishful thinking because she always winds up sectioned. The big thing is for her not to be committed. Auntie backed me up on that 100%. We do not like that hospital, and I said, do not under any circumstances send her back there. We only want her to go into the name of here. But even if that's an impossibility, you do not under any circumstances send her back to those motherfuckers. Lied at her commitment. I didn't say this, I'm just thinking it. I've told you, I screamed it out here. Lied at her commitment hearing. They just want to fill one of their beds. Stupid motherfuckers. It's one thing if she belongs there, and I'm not even saying she didn't, but to lie. I wasn't supposed to make it to that commitment hearing. I'd never been to one before in my life. Never attended one of those. Kind of think, that woman's not rich by any means. In fact, she's, I think maybe I gave her $50 to drive me there, and gas didn't cost $50, you know what I mean? So maybe she just needed the $50, plus she wants to be the good person, do the good thing. But in any case, I made it, and it never would have, and they weren't expecting me. And I sat there and cried my eyes out while I watched my drugged up mother, couldn't even speak. Because they had her so drugged out, it wasn't even funny. They do that on purpose to make sure she's comatose and can't defend herself. Practically comatose, can't defend herself. Because at one point she tried. She was so out of it, she didn't even know I was there. And she's not out of like that all the time. Remember, we went to visit her. She's not like that all the time. They do it on purpose. They do it on purpose at those commitment hearings. Or at least this fucking bullshit hospital did it. Because another commitment hearing she went to before on her own, she had a lawyer and, an inside nut house lawyer, and she wasn't so drugged out of her mind at that one. That was years ago, but she wasn't so drugged out of her mind at that one. What she knew, because she was able, she told me later, she was able to speak and defend herself and whatnot, and the judge released her. The nut house judge. This place is, they're fucking, what I wouldn't give to be able to accomplish what Auntie believes can be the case. Going after them for violating my HIPAA rights. My mom's HIPAA rights, and I hate those people. I hate them. Vehemently hate them. I was sitting way across the table from her mama. She was drugged out of her mind. Drugged out of her fucking mind. And then they lied. They lied about her. They lied. And her attorney, she had an attorney, they didn't even say anything. She'd gotten it postponed a week. She talked to my cousin, talked to me, etc., etc., and in the end she says nothing. She doesn't even counteract the lies they're telling, or the intentional omissions of the truth. I hate them. I I couldn't believe her lawyer wasn't saying any pertinent things. I couldn't speak up. I was just sitting there like a zombie with tears helplessly rolling down my face. I hate them. And she tried to, even in her drugged out state, she was trying to listen, and she would perk up. She said something like, "Oh, my sister died," or "I had," you know what I mean? She was trying to, oh, this is horrible. She was so fucking drugged. You guys wouldn't even believe it. I could recognize it. I could see it. That's because those commitment hearings are nothing but farces. They're nothing but farces. They just go through the motions. So hopefully she's not, she won't be sent there. I called, and then I called again and got somebody different, and I said, and she's like, well, I'll pass this on to the other name, that woman, and she's like, oh, no, you realize that I didn't call back just to make sure, to reinforce my point. I had called back because they don't have my phone number on the healthcare proxy. I changed my phone number all the time, This time it was Foot Guy, why I changed my phone number. Oh, sorry. I changed my phone number so Foot Guy couldn't reach me. And then I called and left the message with the photographer, and didn't want him to be able to reach me either, and I couldn't leave a message unless I didn't block my number. So then I changed my phone number again. So I only had the new number. My mom's like, can't keep up with my numbers. I know, Mom. But you don't know what my secret personal life, and I don't want you to know. Here's something funny. See, I'll end with this. You know, you're saying about her friend or boyfriend. It's not her boyfriend, but she likes him, and she tells me he likes me, and I like him, and okay. Anyway, it could definitely progress into boyfriend, girlfriend, but regardless, she says to me in her sickness, of course, I find this so ironic, only based on, because she's saying this, that about this guy, and so concerned, and, on the one hand, and the other saying you need to give your mom space and let her have her independence, let her do what she wants. Well, what she wants to do, I'm just being funny, figuratively speaking, is this her new friend, okay? Anyway, here's irony for you. She says to me 2 nights ago, I think. 2 nights ago? It wasn't last night. It was probably the night we watched that movie. But in any case, remember, she's calling him constantly. And then even hanging up and being like, what's wrong with him, Laura? I want him over here, and he won't even, but that's her illness. Again, we were hoping it wasn't going to progress, this psychotic break, but it unfortunately did. We, as in me and Miss C. She says to me, I just find this so ironic based on all the comments that C's left me about this guy, and her concerns and fears and whatnot. And Mom's, as usual, riveted to the news. I get riveted to the news too, but it just... bad, It's all bad news. Anyway, I don't want any guys over here except for David. See? I find that very amusing based on all the comments C wrote of me, concerned or whatnot. But basically that translates into my mom 100% trusts this guy. And hopefully her trust is warranted is all I can say. But I don't want any guy over here except for, but again, she's going to feel that way about any guy who shows her any attention. You get it? I'm grateful that it's not some guy she met on the street, on the bus. Because she does that too. And she lacks filters. We've been on the bus before, and she sees someone she knows from that place and proceeds to start talking up a storm about what their mental illness is, what her mental illness, blah, 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 blah. And there's other people on the bus, and I kind of, she doesn't do it on purpose, but I don't want her announcing that like that, and she doesn't know any better. We hear about all the rapes and the murders and this and that, and I don't want anybody here but him. I know, Mama, because we know that he's perfectly fine and there's nothing wrong with him, and you really like him and he really likes you, and he's lavishing attention upon you that you ache for. I get it. Believe me, I get it. I am starved for affection and aching to be touched, and I'm not afraid to say it. So I get it, Mama. Alright, what do you think, Omar? Should we hit the hay really early? And I'll cross my fingers that I can sleep for a long, long time. I know I need it. It's been only 3 to 4 hours for the past few days, and Mom's been gradually breaking down worse, unfortunately. I'm glad, though, because I didn't nap today. I forced myself to stay awake. I created videos. I watched them, my own video, and now we're not at like 9 or 10 o'clock. But so what? You know what I mean? I'm completely exhausted, and I should be able to sleep, I hope. For a long time. Whereas had I taken a nap this afternoon, I wouldn't have slept that long, because if nothing else, he would have woken me up and said, "Feed me, Mama! Feed me! Feed me, Seymour, feed me. Grow up big and strong, Rocky Horror." No, what is that? No, that's Rocky Horror Picture Show, or is it? What is that from? With the man-eating plant? Feed me, Seymour, feed me, and I'll grow up big and strong. Something. Maybe, no, maybe it's not that. I don't know. I'm fading. Okay. I need to take a break. I'm not going to be reading your comments, but, I'll keep posting them. I'll read them eventually. I just can't do it right now. I can't interact. I can't call Miss C. I can't call Joe. I don't want to talk. I left you a message. I'm sorry I can't be there for you right now, Joe, when you needed to talk to me, but I had to call 911 on my mom this morning.